So if you don't want Breath of the Wild spoilers, the long and short of this video is I'm explaining what's coming for the channel, which amounts to Kai and I are going to be playing a game on Thursdays, and it's going to be just me playing games on Mondays, and we might have new art assets coming. So now that that's out of the way for the people who care about spoilers, we have a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes of me playing Eventide. I did my best to speed it up as much as possible in the areas where I'm just gathering resources. It's just so it wasn't like the original cut of this footage was 45 plus minutes, so I did my best. This is Eventide, and then what's in that shrine, and then a little bit more, I guess. And I took this footage quite a while ago when I was first finishing Breath of the Wild. I wanted to get all 120 shrines before I defeated Ganon, and my last shrine was Eventide because I had tried Eventide 3 or 4 times before this recording, and one time before this, like directly before this recording, and like 2 or 3 times before this recording just generally. And after failing at Eventide 2 or 3 times, I went, I want to make this my last shrine because you lose all of your stuff, and I want to have that kind of cyclical experience of I'm at the beginning of the game at the end of the game. And right there, I got wrecked by an Octorok, and it kind of crawls around for a little bit, and that's that. Hopefully, and then we don't speed back up, I think, here for a little bit, because yay, bananas, and also something else happens, I think, maybe. But I won't oh yeah, I learned that you can, in fact, kick the bokoblin heads. Almost done with the game, but I just learned that now. So anyway, I want to get a little more in-depth with what's going on for the channel. So I'm in the process of building reference images for Kai, as I'm going to commission her for some YouTube assets. She's a great painter, and she works much better. There's that Octorok that got us earlier, and I kicked his butt. Anyway, so it's probably going to speed back up here in a little bit. Or maybe we fight some... Oh no, we do this thing, but I won't say any more about the gameplay for a while, because I need to focus on this. I'm commissioning Kai for these YouTube assets, because I need more YouTube assets, essentially. She's a great painter, and I'm working on the reference images this week, so that's a thing. Now that we're done with Tron, as soon as Kai has finished the assets that I'm commissioning her for, we're going to roll those out. Originally, I had planned on finishing the reference images at the same time I had finished episode 45, I think, of Zelda, or the third to last episode of Tron. The same time I recorded those and finished those, I was going to work on reference images so then they could roll out at the same time that we started the whole new series of Kai and I playing games. But I didn't finish the reference images, and I'm working on them after I edit this video, actually. Also, it should be of note, this video is going up instead of a Zelda because I recorded 3 Tron episodes, and I looked at my video backlog or whatever, and I was like, oh, I have 3 Trons, so I must have 3 Zeldas. Didn't have 3 Zeldas, so this is taking the place of an episode of Twilight Princess. Sorry if you really wanted to see Twilight Princess, but this is important. So, Kai is probably, as you're watching this, working on those those assets. I have... Oh, thank you. My computer just decided to make a noise. I hope that didn't come up in the recording. So probably as you guys are watching this, she's working on them. Essentially, what's happening is, and I think I explained this at some point in one of the episodes coming up, that of Kai and I playing a game as well, like as the opener to the episode, because I didn't know I was going to make this at the time. But essentially what we're doing is Mondays, as I said in the beginning of the video, for people avoiding spoilers, Mondays are me playing a game by myself, or Frozen Tender Finds, whichever one is running at the time. Right now we're playing Twilight Princess, and for the foreseeable future, that's going to be until we finish Twilight Princess, and then hopefully by the time I finish Twilight Princess, I'll have enough of a stack of games for Frozen Thunder Vines again. And then Kai and I are playing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Now that comes as no surprise for the people who have been around for a while. That's a series that kind of faded in and out as I didn't have episodes done. But now it's actually going to be a standing part of the channel, and we have up to episode 16 recorded right now, I think. I hate to say that, but we're already on the behind the scenes angle. So we have like up to episode 16 or 17 recorded. We have up to episode 13 edited right now. I'm probably going to work on those after this, actually. But, I just completely lost what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be what's on Thursdays. I'm going to do my best to finish those episodes and stay ahead with them, so we don't have to, so Kai and I don't have to worry about it. We don't have to be like, shoot, we have to record today, what do we do? You know, in the event that Kai and I cannot record, I will probably have to improvise something. I might just do, the streams I do with the audiobook, or with the visual novels, I might do, like best scenes from that or something, or I'll come up with something. Hopefully it's not an issue that I run into, even with her going to college in Cedar Rapids and me where I am. But, so that's the short and long of it, I guess. Kai is working on new assets. This is a sick shot, I'm sorry, we have to stop. I slowed this down twice, because this is a sick shot. I have no idea how I did this. I'm so glad I got it on camera. And there's another thing a little bit later. Or, no, that doesn't come up in this recording. Darn it. I didn't have the camera on when I did it. But it was the coolest thing. I'm in the hidden temple that's in that canyon area. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't found it. But, I'm in the hidden temple. And, there's just a bunch of those, like, decayed guardians. I swung my shield and deflected 2 guardian beams in a row. I was flipping out, and I, waggled the mouse on my computer, and I couldn't, because I didn't know if I was recording at the time, because I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, please tell me I had the recording on, because sometimes I accidentally leave the recording on. But, didn't have the recording on, and I really wish I did, because it was really sick. Anyway, we find a Zora shield, and I flip out about that for a second. I'm like, yeah! And then we speed back up. Anyway, so those new assets are going to be about the outro. They're going to run right before the end cards. They're also going to act as an intro of sorts to Stream VODs and Frozen Thunder Vines. And they're really short, quick assets, so don't worry about that. It's not going to be like the obnoxious 5-minute intro from amateur YouTuber 256 or something. But I have my part of the thing done, and Kai just needs the reference images from me to start working on her part of the thing. So we're to be playing Paper Mario together for probably quite a while. So that means we have 2 long running series, but Thousand Year Door, after we get done with Thousand Year Door, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out at another point, I guess. But that's the big picture for the channel. Going forward, I'm gonna try and focus Frozen Thunder Vines on WiiWare and Wii games, because there's a lot of Wii shovelware and it's really cheap and it's easy to find, easy to talk about, easy to record, very simple. It's gonna be mostly Wii shovelware just because I am very limited in funds because I'm a college student. But anyway, since I brought it up a little bit ago, let's talk about the streams. I've been having a great time as of late with the Twitch channel. I don't know. I've been doing visual novels just because they're easy for me. It's hard for me to be absolutely 110% on for 3 hours. There's a reason the videos are only 10 minutes, and then they're only slightly funny because I have, I'm bad at making jokes. As bad as that is for me to say, I'm not the best at jokes. So I do visual novels because they really help me talk for 3 hours. It helps me keep engaged, and I enjoy the heck out of them anyway. And Asagao was one of the first big stream bots that streams and stream bots for that matter that like people really enjoyed. And I've been doing visual novels over on the Twitch channel. If anyone would like to offer me some Twitch assets, I have layouts already. I think I need like donation alerts and stuff. I may actually eventually get my guitar and futz with it and try and get donation alerts out of that. But we'll see. Um, open call for that if you want to do some pro bono work. I know it sucks that I'm asking for free work because most of the time that's a terrible thing, you know, and I feel bad for asking for free work. Never mind. Never mind. Don't give me free work. I lied. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with over on Twitch. It's usually Tuesdays and Thursdays around noon until I get a job, like a solid job, you know, not just, oh hey, 5 cents from YouTube, hooray. I'm not gonna get salty about YouTube money because like I haven't had an ad run in 2-3 months at this point, and I'm not gonna get salty about it because you've had other people get salty about it. But so you know the long and short of it, you know, YouTube goofed, and that's that. You know, I was never expecting money out of this anyway. But Twitch exists. I definitely stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's either at noon or at around 6 p.m. Those are both Central Time because that's where I am. So, you know, it's whatever I have time for. I have been digging up visual novels from mostly NaNoRenO and a forum board that is designed around visual novels, and been playing those. At the time I'm recording this, the Game Grumps announced their visual novel project, so when that comes out, that'll probably come up as Streambot Saturday, you know. And so Streambot Saturday, I'm surprised at how much you guys are watching of that. You know, it's a 3-hour long video, and more power to you for watching it. Like, props, man. I wouldn't be able to listen to myself talk for 3 hours. You know, and not even withstanding that it's just my voice. I don't mind listening to my own recorded voice anymore. I wouldn't be able to watch it, you know. Like, I do watch other people do stream visual novels, but I also feel like they're a little better. Wow, the Hinox fight was really underwhelming because I had Urbosa's Lightning. I originally intended to do this as my last shrine and then do all 4 legendary beasts, but that's not how it worked. I decided that I needed to be the true hero, i.e. all hearts, all stamina wheels, all that jazz. And I figured out after doing the elephant dungeon that you get heart containers from the animals, so I did absolutely every side quest I could before doing every shrine I could get to except for Eventide. Then I did the big animal dungeons, then I did Eventide, and I also did the Goron dungeon last because fire is grody. So anyway, we have approximately 10-15 minutes left of this video, so I'm going to have to keep prattling at you guys. But you guys don't mind, right? I already prattle at you during the normal videos, but we've already covered the 2 big points that I wanted to get across in this video, which were that new assets are being worked on to make things look a little shinier, a little prettier. New things are coming for the channel, new series, and hopefully the return of an old series. I'm resisting the urge to talk about another thing that I have in the works because it's a long ways off, but you know what, I'm going to talk about it anyway because I think I've alluded to it before in other videos, and we have that much time left, you know, and I don't want to just sit here and talk about Breath of the Wild. I could talk about how I feel about Breath of the Wild for that matter, actually. You know what, I've already mentioned it, so I have an idea. That is to say, it's very much inspired by, you know, the themed month from The Completionist and the themed month from PBG. You know, PBG started that whole Zelda month thing, and I like the idea of a theme month. I like just conceptually, and like I also enjoy like if this themed month is something you can play along with at home. Also, we get a soldier's bow here. It's very useful. Anyway, uh, the idea of a themed month was something I really enjoyed, and I wanted to do that myself. So, starting this November, even though we kind of started it last November with Kai and I playing Sonic Adventure 2, I think. One of the Sonic Adventures. She grew up playing both of them. It must have been Sonic Adventure 2. She's put 200 plus hours into that game. Anyway, so November, starting this November officially, is going to be Childhood Games Month. And I am really excited about that. It's really easy to play along at home. You just have to have a game that you played a lot as a kid, and you just play it. You know, you can make your own content with it. I'm planning on doing, what's it called? Clockworks in November, for sure, because you guys have been really excited about that. That's going to be something for Childhood Games Month. If I can dig up some old Super Nintendo games for Childhood Games Month, I would love to do those with Kai, because she has a Super Nintendo thanks to me. I've gushed about how I found it in a thrift store already, so I won't bore you with the detail. Well, actually, it's kind of an interesting story. I was in a Stuff Etc. like do, and then I saw a drawing tablet on the shelf, and I'm just gonna give you guys the short version. I saw this drawing tablet on the shelf. I'm like, oh, I should get Kai this drawing tablet because she can draw. And then I look slightly to the left, see a Super Nintendo, blink a couple times, like, what? Double check that it's a Super Nintendo. Try not to faint. Make an ungodly gasping sound, I suppose, because the lady was worried about me. She was like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just excited." So I hemmed and hawed for a while and then eventually bought it, and much to the mortification of my parents, I did in fact tell Kai that it was $35 because I was like so pumped about finding it for that. But anyway, that exists. You know, she has the Super Nintendo. That's a thing. If I can find, I have a couple of Super Nintendo games in mind. I'm not sure if I can find the cartridges for them, so I won't mention it for Childhood Games Month yet. But I have an arcade game in mind, I have Clockworks in mind, and then I have a couple of Super Nintendo games. And when it comes to the arcade game, yeah, I have to emulate it, and that's kind of lame, but that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Like, even if I had this cabinet, which is a specialized cabinet, I wouldn't be able to, record from it, so I have to emulate. Everybody just cross your fingers that I'll actually be able to emulate it and record at the same time. But that's the big picture plan for everything coming for the channel for the foreseeable future. Hopefully those assets roll out pretty soon after this video. I'm gonna take a week after this Thursday. I'm gonna take a week to just step back, edit everything, and edit all the footage that I have canned. Try to get all the assets that I'm planning on introducing done. This and that. I'm going to take a week off because Tron was a wonderful experience, and I think you guys and I both need a week off. Also, my face camera is full. I need a new SD card, so that's another thing. I gotta take a week. I gotta step back, take a week, get more SD cards for my face cam. That's the thing. But that's the channel. That's the channel for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, at the same time, Kai is working and painting on those assets, I can also come up with an idea for an icon for the channel other than like a self-portrait. Even though I actually wouldn't mind, she does do portraiture work, and she has a really how do I put this without it sounding derogatory? Because I actually enjoy it, but also the way I want to put it kind of sound derogatory. I don't know. It's almost anime-esque. I don't know, but that also just makes it sounds like I'm talking her down. I enjoy her style of art, and I'm tempted to just have her draw me and use that as the icon, but I also Also, I'm really upset that I only got 300 rupees here. Like you can see in the way that I was like the camera, I was like, I rolled it for 300 rupees. But that's something I'm working on. Ooh, I don't know. I'm still working on finding a job as of this video. Everybody cross your fingers for me. But this actually was Breath of the Wild was a wonderful experience. I'm gonna start talking about Breath of the Wild now. And if you don't want to listen to Breath of the Wild, you can just mute the video now and watch me do what's going on. So this is Breath of the Wild was an absolute experience. I practically lived in Hyrule for I'd say a month almost, and this was the cherry on the top of the game for me. Before I went and faced Ganon, I became the true hero. And you'll see why. It's not just because I have the most health and the most stamina and whatever. The monk orders you, when you finish your last shrine, the monk orders you to go to the Forgotten Temple because they have a gift for you. And that's something that's happening. And then he, for the final time, says, "May the goddess smile upon you." And there he goes. So then I am immediately like, the Forgotten Temple, where is that? Shoot. While I try to remember, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go use my spirit orb so they don't bother me. And first off, I go to, just give it a second. Come on, think about it. There we go. First off, I go to the Shrine of Courage, because Shrine of Courage is best shrine. It's not actually the best shrine. I just chose the Shrine of Courage because I was like, oh, I can go to the Shrine of Courage because it's Link's Triforce. So I get a stamina vessel, and then I'm out of stamina upgrades, and then I go, wait, I went to the Shrine of Courage and got a stamina vessel, so why don't I go to the Shrines of Wisdom and Power as well to have that whole Triforce theme at the end there? So I do that, actually. We go from, the Hylia tells us, dude, you have spirit orbs, but don't upgrade your stamina vessel anymore. So we then find ourselves atop the mountain at the Spring of Wisdom. And in hindsight, I probably should have gone to the Spring of Wisdom last, because Wisdom is my favorite Triforce. I know that's a weird thing to say, like, most people don't pick a favorite Triforce aspect, but I don't know, Wisdom's always been the Triforce that I admired the most. It's like, yeah, courage, you can fight a battle, and power, yeah, you can punch somebody in the face, but wisdom's good. But I went to the Spring of Courage, the Spring of Wisdom, and then we'll be over to the Spring of Power right now. And it's actually kind of fitting that I went to the Spring of Power last, because it was also the first spring that I found. But honestly, Breath of the Wild, like, I've heard Shigeru Miyamoto in talking about the original Zelda 1 for the NES, in that he wanted to make it like a pocket garden, and I think Breath of the Wild really lives up to that. I think Breath of the Wild inherently is just that Zelda that other Zeldas wanted to be but were limited by their hardware, I think. Sure, it's not without its shortcomings, but so is every game, So then we have turned in all of our spirit orbs, and Hylia tells us, go forth and bring peace to Hyrule. And then we find ourselves, oh wait, I make sure you guys all know, we're getting our gift from the monks. And we find ourselves in the Forgotten Temple. I go the wrong way for a little bit, and almost get wrecked by Guardians, and I'm like, no thank you. I don't know why I'm sneaky Link right now. I probably should have put on, like, the Twilight garb or something. But this is what you get for the things in these 3 chests is what you get at the end of the shrine quest. It's a whole lot better than the golden poop you get from the thing. You get from Korok seeds. You get the cap of the wild, and the trousers of the wild, and yes, as you expect, the tunic of the wild. And that's actually all I've worn for the rest of the time when I've been looking for Korok seeds and stuff. I've just worn the of the wild gear and just applied potions and stuff for what I needed. So that's it for this video, guys. I'm really excited for the direction that the channel has direction and the direction the channel is heading in. And I'll see you guys in a couple weeks, I guess. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna look at the back of the cartridge, and we're gonna see if that's bad or if it's just the label. Oh, it's the whole cartridge. Oh. Oh, it's so bitter. Gosh, that's terrible. Oh, my stomach is upset now. Oh, it's the whole cartridge. Well, at least I know no one's gonna be eating my Zelda.